As the sun dips below the horizon, Ash stands resolute, his eyes fixed on the road, the tiny goat by his side. The air is heavy with the weight of his past, yet his gaze holds a deep sense of purpose, a promise of redemption that will unfold in unexpected ways as the story of a broken horse and his unyielding spirit begins to reveal its surprising truth. The sky is painted with hues of crimson and gold as the day succumbs to the allure of night, casting a warm orange glow over the rolling hills and green pastures of the rescue farm. Ash, a majestic gray horse with a coat that shimmers like the moon, stands tall, his eyes fixed intently on the road that stretches beyond the farm's boundaries. Beside him, a tiny goat with a coat as white as freshly fallen snow peeks out from behind his leg, its large brown eyes watching the world with a mixture of curiosity and trepidation. The air is filled with the sweet scent of blooming wildflowers and the gentle hum of crickets, a soothing serenade that seems to lull the world into a peaceful slumber. Yet, despite the tranquility that surrounds him, Ash's gaze remains unwavering, his eyes burning with a deep sense of longing, a yearning that seems to echo through the very fibers of his being. It is as if he is waiting for something or someone, though his thoughts are a mystery, locked deep within the recesses of his mind. The goat, sensing his tension, nuzzles his leg, and Ash's expression softens, his eyes never leaving the road as he whispers a gentle reassurance, his voice barely audible over the rustling of the wind. And then, just as the stars begin to twinkle in the night sky, a faint rumble echoes in the distance, the sound of wheels on gravel, growing louder with each passing moment, until a plume of dust appears on the horizon, heralding the arrival of a stranger, one who will change the course of Ash's life forever. The stranger's vehicle, a worn pickup truck with a faded logo of a horse rescue organization, comes to a stop at the farm's entrance, sending up a cloud of dust that dances in the fading light. Ash's ears perk up, his eyes narrowing as he watches the driver, a woman with a kind face and a wild tangle of curly brown hair, step out of the truck and gaze out at the fields. She seems to be searching for something or someone, her eyes scanning the landscape with a deep sense of purpose. The goat, sensing Ash's tension, presses closer to his side, its large brown eyes fixed on the stranger. Maria, the young worker who has grown close to Ash, emerges from the barn, a look of curiosity on her face, and approaches the woman. "Can I help you?" she asks, her voice friendly, yet cautious. The woman's eyes lock onto Ash, and a look of surprise, followed by a deep sense of recognition, crosses her face. "I've been searching for him," she says, her voice barely above a whisper. "I've heard stories about a horse, a champion, who was left to die, but somehow found a way to heal, to find a new purpose." Her eyes never leave Ash's face, and he can sense a deep connection, a sense of understanding that seems to flow between them. "I think I've found what I've been searching for," she says, her voice filled with a sense of wonder. And Ash, sensing that his life is about to change once again, takes a step forward, his eyes fixed intently on the stranger, as if to say, "I'm ready." The woman from the rescue spent the next day observing Ash and the goat. Her trained eyes noted Ash's subtle favor of his healed leg, the tremor after a long walk, but most of all, the unwavering devotion between the giant horse and the tiny creature. She spoke with Maria, detailing the extraordinary nature of Ash's recovery. Her report, circulating among equine enthusiasts, painted a vivid picture of a horse who had defied all odds, not for himself, but for a smaller, weaker being. Ash's story, a beacon of resilience, spread far beyond the farm. It was 2 weeks later, under the relentless midday sun, when a sleek black SUV, not a worn pickup, purred to a stop at the farm's entrance. A man emerged, tailored suit, silver hair, an air of quiet authority. He introduced himself as Arthur Sterling, a collector of retired champions, and he had heard about Ash. His offer was precise, generous, and breathtaking. a sum that would not only cover Ash's extensive medical bills, but guarantee the farm's future. Maria's heart thudded against her ribs. This was a chance to save everyone. The weight of responsibility pressed down on her, heavy and cold. "He'll have the best," Sterling promised, his voice smooth, professional. A private estate, endless pastures, expert care. A true champion's retirement. But his gaze, Maria noticed, lingered only on Ash, never once acknowledging the small, white goat that remained pressed against the horse's flank. The air grew thick with unspoken questions. Maria led Sterling to Ash, her hands trembling as she thought of the farm's future, of the animals who depended on its solvency. When Sterling approached, a polished leather halter in his hand, Ash shifted. His gaze, usually calm and reflective, hardened, a deep resolve settling in his ancient eyes. He pressed his body closer to the goat, effectively shielding it, a silent, powerful declaration. His healed leg, once shattered, was planted firmly, unyielding. He would not move, not without his tiny companion, his anchor. The silent refusal was a physical barrier, more impenetrable than any fence, an assertion of a love forged in hardship. Night fell, bringing a chill that seeped into Maria's bones. She sat in the hay-scented quiet of the barn, watching Ash. He lay down eventually, the goat nestled in the curve of his body, a small, warm presence against his chest. Maria grappled with the impossible choice. The farm desperately needed saving, a refuge for so many vulnerable lives, yes, but at what cost? To separate them would be to break Ash all over again, to tear apart the very fabric of his hard-won healing, to deny the profound reason he had fought to live. The longest night stretched ahead, a silent battle between crushing necessity and the profound, simple truth Ash embodied. Some bonds are worth more than gold. As the night wore on, Maria's thoughts swirled in a maelstrom of emotion, her heart heavy with the weight of her decision. The farm, a sanctuary for so many, teetered on the brink of collapse, its future hanging precariously in the balance. Yet, as she gazed upon Ash, his eyes closed in a deep and peaceful slumber, the tiny goat nestled against his chest. She knew that she could not betray the trust that had been placed in her. The bond between Ash and the goat was a testament to the transformative power of love and devotion, a reminder that some things were worth more than gold or silver. And so, with a sense of clarity and purpose, Maria made her decision. She would not sell Ash, no matter the cost. The farm would find another way, somehow, some way. As she rose to her feet, her eyes locked onto Ash's peaceful form. A sense of resolve settled within her, a knowledge that she had chosen the right path, no matter how difficult it may be. The darkness outside seemed to recede, as if the very universe had shifted in response to her decision. In the silence that followed, Maria felt a sense of peace settle over her, a sense of purpose that she had not felt in a long time. And as she looked upon Ash, she knew that she had made the right choice, for in saving him, she had saved a part of herself, a part that she thought had been lost forever. The road ahead would be long and difficult, but with Ash by her side, and the goat's gentle presence a reminder of the power of love, Maria felt a sense of hope that she had not felt in years, a sense of hope that would carry her through the trials that lay ahead and guide her towards a brighter, more compassionate future. As the story of Ash and the road comes to a close, the warmth of their bond remains, a testament to the power of love and redemption. If you've ever experienced a similar journey of healing and purpose, we'd love to hear about it. What's the most selfless act of devotion you've ever witnessed, and how did it change your perspective on the world?